So one of the most frequently asked questions that I get from many sellers is, how much am I going to have to pay in closing cost when I sell the home? To be technical, really closing costs fall more on the part of the buyer than they do the seller, but when you sell the home, obviously you're going to have certain expenses or payoffs and stuff that are involved. One, first and foremost, is your mortgage. If you still have a mortgage on the home, the bank is certainly going to want their money before they will let you sell that house to someone else. Two, any loans or home equity lines, for instance, that you may have secured using the home as collateral, those are going to have to be paid off and in most cases closed out before you can sell the home. Third is any real estate fees that may be incurred, such as commissions or repairs that haven't been paid for prior to closing. Other things are going to include things such as property taxes. Now this one can go either direction. In property taxes, let's say that you are selling the house in October. So you're going to live in the home for 10 months and then the buyer will be in the home for the last 2 months of the year. If your property taxes were paid, say, in April, you paid them for the entire year, but you're only going to own that home for 10 months. So when it comes to closing, the seller is going to have to pay you for the remaining 2 months of the year that you no longer live in the house. That could go the opposite direction too. If you, let's say you sold the house early in the year and property taxes aren't paid until later in the year, you are going to have to settle up on the portion of taxes that are owed for the time you live in the home, and then the buyer will obviously pay for the remainder of the time when they live in the house. Other fees may include deed preparation, attorney's fees, which are usually fairly minimal on the seller side. Another one that people really love is an HOA exit fee, if you can believe that. They charge you to be in it, they charge you to leave it. What that is if you belong to an HOA, they are allowed by law, at least in North Carolina, to charge you an exit fee, and I believe that number is capped at $300. It may be $250. I usually see it range between $200 and $250, but if they can, they usually do charge you to leave the HOA, and that's something that is also going to have to be covered. So if you have questions about what your net is going to look like when you sell the home, give me a call, text me, email me. I will be happy to sit down with you, ask you a few questions, and we should be able to get fairly close to what that remaining number might be after all of your expenses are covered when you sell the house.